Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Namu Myoho Renge Kyo. Hi, it's Nichiren's birthday. Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I hope this finds you in good health and secure. We're going to finish up our discussion of Buddha equals mind with the help of Nichiren's Gosho on attaining Buddhahood in one lifetime, which is rhetoric for here and now. We don't live multiple lifetimes. We have this one lifetime. And in this lifetime, we experience the cycle of birth, death, birth, death, birth, death, birth, death. Why do I say it that way? Because we live in moment to moment, succinct, discrete, moment after moment. Our illusion is that that's a strung together solid line. But we don't live a solid line. We follow a trajectory. That's the inertia of our karma, our energy with causation, with work, with action. And that's a kinetic energy that has momentum that projects us through moment to moment, time, space. But our life, our actual life, our instantiation of consciousness and perception changes like everything changes moment to moment. This is why we've been talking so much about 3,000 realms in each thought moment. And Nichiren is speaking with those same terminologies. Thought moments. And so when we live, if you understand moment to moment as birth, death, birth, death, birth, death, then each moment is a time of life, a lifetime. So to attain enlightenment in one lifetime is to say instantaneously awakening our Buddha nature. Our job in samsara as humans who course through this kinetics, this momentum, is to instantiate that Buddha mind, Buddha perspective, in each of those moments. Yeah, there's the tough part. It's really easy to sit in front of your Butsudan, light some incense, get in a comfortable position, turn off the TV, the radio, put the kids to bed, whatever, so that you have solid, quiet space, right? You can do all of that. And then you start to chant, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, Namo Myoho, and your focus becomes narrower and narrower, which is really not a narrowing, it's a getting rid of the distractions of the monkey mind, right? The samsaric mind. And then, boof, you're in your Gohanzan. You're in, through your mandala, you're accessing that part of your mind, not your brain, your mind, that sees without encumbrance. Boom, you're in your Buddha mind. For this second, and this second, and this moment, and this moment, and this moment. And you're training your mind. This is where I want you to live, mind. in my Buddha. And then you get up from whatever, half hour of chanting, 6 hours of chanting, an hour of chanting, and a full 5 repetitions, meditations of Gongyo. Boy, you're in it. The whole world is kind of speckling with light. You're in your Buddha mind, and man, it's so amazing. And you walk out of your Butsudan room, and you're thinking, what do I want? Am I hungry? Do I need to go out there? What do I need to do? Samsara's coming back. And then in the background in the room you hear, Mom! Poof! Here you are, back here. Whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying. It's such a fragile thing, and yet it's our core. It's exactly what we are of, precipitated from, manifested from. But it comes back. Maybe that doesn't get you out of it. I'm exaggerating. But sometimes we're very easily brought back down to earth. Right? So once again, we have to remind ourselves, Buddha, come on. Right? This is a wrestling match. This is our life in samsara. This is our humanity. But it's okay. We get better and better at it. Even when we don't think we're getting better at it, we're getting better at it. More and more of our karma, our motive force, is being influenced. It's at work, no doubt about it. So, without any more blah, 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 I haven't said that in a while, let's finish this Nichiren Gosho on attaining Buddhahood in one lifetime. I think that's what it's called. Becoming a Buddha in one lifetime. Pretty good. All right. He begins, now, what is the essential meaning of myo? We've talked about this before, but review. He's going to put another lens on what it is we're chanting, the daimoku. What is the significance of these special characters that are a combination of interpretations of the original prakrit? Not only the title of the ultimate teachings of Shakyamuni's lifetime, but the particular arrangement of those characters and the calligraphy of those characters, the mishmash of different stylizations of Sanskrit, ancient Chinese, ancient Japanese, in personalized script. They're not just like A, B, C, D. They're specialized. There's variations. And so there's a symbolic, they are symbols, not just of a sound, but of an entire understanding. This is why the daimoku is such a profound thing. So what's the essential meaning of myo as it pertains to this discussion of invoking our Buddha nature now, immediately? Myo refers simply to the inconceivable nature of our mind in a single thought moment. You were probably just thinking that as I was talking on and on about moment. What does that look like? What does he mean by that? The birth, death. How do I get it intellectually, but our samsaric mind isn't accustomed to dealing with time in that granularity, is it? So this is why he says myo is referring simply to the inconceivable nature of our mind in a single thought moment. What does that thought moment look? The first question you ask, how long is a moment? Because we think in terms of duration, time, to us in samsara is something that endures. And Shakyamuni's been talking about this since the get-go. That nothing truly exists in and of itself, that everything arises and dissipates. Arises and there's a momentary, fragmentary moment where we can say something is, and then it isn't that anymore because it's changing too. This is the concept of emptiness. So this is another way you can think about emptiness, is that if you're struggling with single thought moments, think of the space between the thought moments. Those are empty. Because until there's a thought moment, there's no thought. Between discrete thought moments is emptiness. That's a big, big clue. Almost said something else. Does that help? Does that make sense? So yeah, this computer, this book that looks like it's a stationary, real thing, only looks like a stationary, real thing because that's how I think. Not because that's what this is. This is something ephemeral that my mind is perceiving as ongoing, consistent, enduring. But it's decaying and going away right here before me. I mean, intellectually, once again, we can know that. But functionally, I'm reading this book. It has to be here. But that's only because I need for it to be here. I desire for it to be here. My mind wants to continue it being here. One day it will no longer be here, and by then my mind will have changed and gone on to something else, and it won't matter to me. This is the nature of living samsaric life. It's not that nothing exists. Don't go too far. It's that the existence of everything is provisional. It's an association we make of identification. If not this, then that. If not me, then what? We define ourselves by virtue of what our sense organs sees are not self. In order to have a self, you have to identify what's not self. It's like the old thing I used to talk about, a glass full of water. If you're a scuba diver and you take a glass full of water down into the water with you, what defines the glass? It isn't a container anymore. It's just material floating in water. It's no longer a vessel. It's just this, right, capturing light thing. Is a glass more a glass when it's full of water or empty of water? How do we define what a glass is? A cup, if you will. Half full, half empty. I mean, we've been toying with this reality ad infinitum. But the issue is that our perception of a cup is what permits us to then do things with what our perception of a cup is. Great, but that's just entertainment. It's nothing permanent. It's nothing that exists on its own. I know it's muddy conceptually, isn't it? But understand, this is a matter of perception. This is what, as Buddhists, we're completely dedicated to understanding for one reason. Because if we can get our minds around the fact that everything is a temporary constantly changing, fluid thing, even to the point of our own bodies and mind, then the idea of hanging on to something, of possessing something, even if it's, outside the trees in the yard, then our tendrils, all these filaments of emotions and attachment and hanging on to, they're unnecessary. They cease to have a role in experiencing this amazing life with all this stuff. That's what we're trying to break down. Is this earthly, samsaric, possession, permanentizing, thingifying energy that says that this is mine, this is yours, this is something I want, this is something I have to have, and replace that with, it's all here for you. And it doesn't matter if it isn't. Because ultimately, it's all about playing with it for the moment. Everything and you is all the same anyway. It's not that there's any difference. The need to possess is a fake need. It's an illusion, a delusion that you own, possess anything. That the most important thing you possess is your coursing through Buddha of this experience. Liberate your possession, stranglehold on your perception. Understand that perceptively, everything is joyful for the moment you experience it, period. If in the next moment of talking to you, these paintings I'm looking at around my studio here, which you can't see because you're looking at the Butsudan, if all of that just disappeared, it wouldn't be shocking. It should just make you giggle. Well, not even I'll make another, because you don't have to have it. But if you want to make another, make another. And experience it, and then move on. It's an amazing life if you see the moment to moment of it. And part of understanding the moment to moment of it is understanding that between the moments, it's empty. It's like trying to grab air. So it's not annihilation. It's appreciation without possession. Does that make sense? So Myo, trying to understand the minute complexity in the moment. Inconceivable, quote unquote, means that thoughts cannot grasp it, nor words express it, even though I'm fond of babbling about it. It's only something we can intrinsically know. Can't put words to it, right? This being the case, on inquiring into the mind as it rises at each thought moment, if we try to say that it exists, it has neither form nor substance to verify such an assertion. It's already gone anyway. But if we try to say that it does not exist, various thoughts arise and thus repudiate the claim. See, you can't say the thought moment doesn't exist because the thought moment existed for you to... Yeah. If we think that it exists, it does not. But if we think that it does not exist, that is likewise incorrect. The dual expressions, existence and non-existence, cannot express it. and the dual conceptions, existence and non-existence, cannot grasp it. Neither existence nor non-existent, yet encompassing both, it is the subtle essence that is the single reality of the middle way, whose inconceivability is termed myo. Now, I could bid you a good day, and that could end this video. Just meditating on the meaning of myo can lead to very important insights, and you may want to try that. You may want to try that in front of your Butsudan, looking directly at the character myo on your mandala. It's amazing what's represented there. This wonderful and subtle myo mind is also termed the Dharma, ho, myo ho. When expressing the inconceivability of this doctrine by relating an analogy in terms of concrete realities, it is called the lotus blossom, renge. Myo, inconceivability. Ho, the knowledge of that subtle momentum, kinetic energy. Ho, myo ho, in this samsaric world operates as renge. You see what he's saying? When one realizes that one mind is wonderful, he will know by extension that other minds are also wonderful, our environment. This realization is called the Wonderful Sutra, Kyo. The whole are one, the one are whole, is the whole. This being the case, the lotus is the king of sutras, expounding that the essence of our mind, which produces thoughts with regard to both good and evil, positive, negative, what's the word I'm looking for? Distinctions, is the essence of the wonderful Dharma. So our world of distinctions, our perception of distinctions, which is, by all arguments, samsara, is the source, if we understand it, of our enlightenment, our Buddha mind. This very mind of distinctions that has us locked into this possessing karmic life in samsara is the very place where we can find Kyo, this amazing teaching of experiencing non-possession. Thus it is called the direct path of attaining Buddhahood, Myoho Renge Kyo. If you have deep conviction, confidence, resolve in this, and you chant Myoho Renge Kyo, there can be no further doubt about your attaining Buddhahood in this single moment, this single lifetime, this continuing thought moment, dot moment, dot moment. Therefore, the sutra states, quote, after my nirvana, truly one should receive and keep this sutra. This person, with respect to the Buddha way, is assured there can be no doubt, end quote. Never give way to doubt, but by all means carry out the practice, the resolve, the confidence that will enable you to become a Buddha in this one lifetime. Namo Myoho Renge Kyo, Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. So there you have it. Yet another insight into the Daimoku. The next translation we have here is of a letter to Boatmaster Yasuburo. We'll save that for mañana. Today, I'd like for you to celebrate your practice. Chant today with appreciation for Nichiren's advent, his scholarship, his enlightenment for us to understand why this practice is so vital to our Buddha essence. Thank you, Nichiren. Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. I will accomplish this. I am accomplishing this. I will maintain my practice with joy and resolve and determination. And I will instantiate my Buddha-ness. Okay? Thank you all for being here, for downloading the podcasts, for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Take care of your health, be kind, help your fellow human, and I'll see you in the next one. Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. Bye for now.